Hello everyone, it is I, Mr. Tag! And today, I'm doing something a little bit different. I mean, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh video, but as you can see, we're on this weird website. I don't think any of you have heard about it before. It's called DUELINGBOOK. Heard about this site? I don't know. Apparently it's quite popular. I've never heard of it before. Just ignore all those videos where I have used DUELINGBOOK before, and the joke makes sense. Anyway, today, as you can see, I'm on DUELINGBOOK. I'm in a duel, but here's the big thing that brings us all together. This is the Psychic OTK mirror match. How hype is that? Now, this is not on ladder. This is actually... So the person that I'm facing, Lowercasepk, reached out to me on Discord, and he was like, "Hey, did you want to do a Psychic OTK mirror match?" And I'd just woken up. I was thinking, oh, maybe later. But the more we talked about it, the more I was getting really excited. I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's jump straight in. And I do make a few misplays, and they're not misplays. They're actually technically either not illegal necessarily, but plays shouldn't be able to make. But then we rewind it back, and it's completely fine. Pardon me. So, this is pretty hype. Now, we're both not on the exact same deck. As you can see already, I have opened Gear Town. What the hell does that mean? Well, this is the brew I have been cooking up for a while in the background. Haven't shown it off yet. But today, I'm showing it off, and not only in a replay, we're also going to go into the actual deck profile as well. So stick around for that. And before I go into the replay, don't forget, guys, as a famous YouTuber once said, like, share, subscribe. It helps out the channel. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. I believe I have won the die roll, so let's go straight into that. See how this goes. Cool. So we're sending the Gear Town. Oh no, we've triggered Gear Town. Let's go. Hell yeah. And we're going to set one, just in case. We don't know what's in that hand. Look at that hand right there. There's a mind control on that hand. That's kind of scary. And the dust shoot. It's also quite scary. So mind con. There goes our boy. There goes our tuner that we left on the field for him. Rookie mistake. I should have thought about that. But yes, leaving out tuners on the field for them just to steal with mind control, probably not a good idea. Well, I didn't need to. I had Gatotron Dragon. I didn't need to do that. Right, flipping up. Psychic Snail, making a 7. Black Rose. Kills that. And unfortunately, as you guys saw, it was Research Lab. Here we go. Here we get Dust Shooted. But our opponent sees we also have Dust Shoot. And as you can see, Psychic Commander is a play. Because, I mean, you don't want to put in Gatotron Dragon back. It's not in play. Man, this is so much faster when there's no lag, hey. Anyway, there's the Gauze. So I can't use mine yet. So they Reckless, which I thought was reckless. Because now I can Dust Shoot. It's probably the only, big misplay they made, I think. Was Reckless Greeting when they knew I had the Dust Shoot. But apart from that, that's a minor thing. That has nothing to do with psychics. That's just, that's just something that happens sometimes. So I put the Cyber Valley away because I know about Gauze. When you know about Gauze, you can play around Gauze a lot more effectively. The opt not to set the Mind Protector, probably a good play. They didn't know I had Mind Master, but they see I have 1-for-1. Then if I was to draw into Mind Control or Brain Control, I can take their monster, Mind Master, and I can just do the combo. That's the scary thing about the Psychic OTK matchup, right? Leaving your cards in play for a Mind Control or Brain Control, a Soul Exchange. It just becomes, it's a big thing you have to think about. It's not like Substitute, which can contribute anything. Mind Master can only contribute the Psychics, but so leaving that presence on the field there, you sometimes don't want to be doing that. Anyway, we're going for the 1-for-1 play. Drew the Mind Master, but that's so we can just go Mr. Teleporter. Let's pay some life points. Let's summon 2 monsters from the deck. 2 monsters from the deck. That is insane. That's insane by modern standards. I've said that before. Freaking crazy. Anyway, we're going for the big boy. The blaster. So get some life points back. We know it's most likely Mind Protector, so we're fine. For whatever reason, I opt not to swing with Commander. I was like, I'm going to play around Gauze. But Blaster hits over Gauze, so I don't know why I didn't swing there. It's a early, I'll call that an early misplay for waking up early. So the other Mind Protector. Okay, now I'm thinking. I'm going to pause here. I was thinking, oh my god, what a top deck. Let's go Teleporter, let's summon our Protector, our last Commander, and we are laughing. Unfortunately, we have both our Commanders here. We had used one Commander already. Because they had stolen it, remember? With Mind Control. Made them Black Rose, so I'd forgotten about that. So, as you'll see right now, I'm like, okay. What's what I'm going to do? I'm going to summon 2 monsters from the deck. I'm going to win. Even Lowercasepk is like, oh my god, I am dead now. I'm like, hey, oh, wait a minute. And he has to summon 2. Can't just summon 1. I'm like, nope, sorry, can't do it. That's illegal. That is illegal, officer. Battle phase, get some life points. Oh, like I do what I was meant to do a while ago. Swing with a teleporter. You know, I should really be trying to get his life points down as low as possible. Not only to win the game, but to stop any psychic OTK comeback plays. So yeah, I should have done that earlier, but live and learn. There's the sarcophagus. Yep, and of course, for those who don't know, Blaster does piercing, and also you only get the life points back if you do the piercing damage. So the token in attack just makes more sense doing that. Just puts me off getting life points. It's a good play, good heads up play. But you know, the Psychic OTK community knows how to play around their own cards. Anyway, here comes the Gold Sark. Compulse. Heads up, pretty heads up if they survive this long. Terraforming, like let's thin the deck. You know, if we draw something good, our research cloud is good. Get rid of the Gauze, because that can give us our small monsters trouble. We can't 1 for 1. Decree, when we see they get the Compulse, we're thinking that's so good. We don't know about the Trunade, so that's what it is. Brain Control is heads up. It's unfortunate he does not have another monster. So we get Trunaded, we get Brain Conned. This getting in damage again. If we have low life points, we can't combo, so that's really smart. Can't fault him for that, but yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just wrap this up. I know it's Compulse. Let's get the other Gadgetron Dragon. And that is game. Game 1. We did play 3 games. I don't think... Oh, sweet. I just go straight into siding. That's good. I like that. Here we go. Jumping on in. Jumping on over. Okay, of course, our opponent is going first. Not a bad hand on their part. Research Lab, Gold Sark, a Crow. Heavy. Although, I do have to question. It was good. It was a good play. Keep Heavy in. They didn't see Decree, and then they weren't sure about what I was on actually. So I shouldn't fault them for keeping Heavy in. But my Gadgetron list has 3 traps in it, 2 a Decree. So if they'd seen the Decree, they may have started out Heavy Storm. But I do side into a bigger trap package when I think my opponent now knows, oh, they've got roll Decrees. Maybe I should side out some traps and heavy, you know, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, now I'll put traps in, and you won't suspect it. And there's another reason for that too, which I'll go into in the deck profile. There's the Mind Master. It's already set up now. Valley, pretty good, and Dust Shoot again. Pretty sure I get Dust Shoot at all 3 games. But as you see in chat, it's like, oh, well, whatever I put back, it doesn't matter because you have teleport. But it's like, yeah. The top deck teleport was like insane. Structuretron, yeah. He just keeps the gold sucks where he remembers. Psychic Snail, teleport. Go Krebins. Yugioh is big pressure. Which I know I'm not going to get Valley. Draw. Mirror Force is really good. There is my Compulse. Alright. Don't remember what he does, so just going to set some back row, which makes sense. Going in. I'm doing a big think. I'm like, oh, what could this back row be? So just got to swing. Just got to swing. Compulsed, which is fair enough. Of course. Don't take the damage you don't need to. They do have the lab though, so in those situations you can sort of take a bit more damage, but yeah. Anyway, I'm like, okay. Got the True Nade. Let's set the True Nade. Maybe put them off committing to combo, and maybe they'll storm. And here comes Borg. Don't forget, Borg OTK is also very real. Then that's another. You can either, there's like smaller plays you can do with Borg to get an OTK, or there's even complete Borg OTK with Inferno Reckless Summon. But Inferno Reckless Summon isn't, you know, usable, really. You can't search it, I mean, so yeah. So like True Nade, alright, here we go. I got Soul X, so I can use his monster to start the combo. I have Mind Master. Start a combo, not the combo, because I don't have access to my graveyard, so yep, take your monster. I'm just gonna cycle for get some pieces out the deck. Just in case there's gauze, so I don't make my synchro yet. Now I'm like, okay, Android, and he's just being heads up. He's getting rid of the Mind Master now, which is smart. In this build is almost impossible to access banished cards, so that's really smart. And then like, yep, I'll wait, Soul Exchange, getting life points back. Again, this is probably my least favorite way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! A manual simulator online. I'd rather play in real life. That's the best way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's in real life. The second way is an auto sim, so I don't have to worry about, oh wait, Soul Exchange, oh wait, this, that, and the other. If I'm going to play online in a manual sim, I'd rather have voice chat, which I couldn't unfortunately do. Lowercasepk did offer voice chat, so that's on me for not being able to do it at the time. But also, we just continue here. With voice chat, you can go. You can go standby main, and then you can go, oh wait, in standby, dust shoot, and blah blah blah. You don't get that weird having to wait for a response sort of deal. So all right, lab. He's got an opening for a play. I think from memory, he's going to cycle through some cards. From memory, yep. There's Krebons. Cycle through. Just so if he draws the Power Well. He has full combo. Yep, do it again, that's fine. Did we miss an 800 there? No, there it is. Might just be me pressing next play too much. Catasta, just to clear Android. Makes sense. Sets the back row. Yeah, I think in this one, I'm kind of on the back foot now. Without my Mind Master, it's kind of hard. Swinging in. Yeah, I'm like, okay, Chalice, it's not going to do very much. If they draw a monster, yeah. Not a monster that does damage, so... Yet. And Destructotron is the perfect, absolute, perfect card here. Because yeah, if it could pop the Chalice, if I flip the Chalice, then he still has still has the game anyway, so, yeah. Pays. I do, big brain think. But It's all for naught. I'm pretty sure I throw it up. Yep. So that's 1-1. Now we're going to siding for game 3. We have to go first, which is always nice. I think winning the die roll is pretty crucial to the overall strategy. And look at that. I told you, all 3 games. All 3 games I get dust shooted. That's insane. And he has like the MST as well, which is heads up. So I bring in the breakers. I brought them in game 2 as well, but leave them in game 3, even though we've gone back to more of an OTK strat. Because again, not necessarily for a Psychic OTK mirror match, but for Royal Oppression and big heavy trap decks, we need as much back row removal as possible. So having breaker in the side is very important. All right, so we're gonna go jump in. I'm like, all right, I'll just I'll set up a breaker. Set 1 pass. I'm like, no dust shoot, fine, space the back row. That happens. Okay, got Gold Suck again for the Power Well. So I'm thinking here, obviously I don't know what's in his hand, right? But I'm thinking here, okay, Power Well must mean you have Mind Master already. As we see, they don't have it. Obviously, I mean, Power Well can be used in a variety of different situations. So can Mind Master, of course. But since Mind Master is a one-of, you may want to Gold Suck for that, because you can just draw into Power Well, but have a higher chance of drawing into Power Well. But at the same time, you might want to keep Mind Master in deck for your 1-for-1 and your emergency teleport. So there's a whole thing to that whole situation. I think Lowercase is using Sean's list that was posted on Fraser's channel. And that list doesn't play Genetic Woman. So banishing Mind Master also is probably not the best, because like Genetic Woman obviously can add the Mind Master straight back to your hand, so you've got it straight away. Because I'm pretty sure that's what Lowercase told me, that they were playing that list that went up. You know, the 6-0 list. You know, Psychics aren't real, but you know, two winner mats was 6-0, and had 2 Blackwing matches back to back. It went undefeated, and I reckon Blackwings is probably this deck's worst matchup. Or heavy trap decks, just because you have to basically clear everything. Almost everything, you know, to go for the OTK. So Psychics are real. I know I like to hype this up as a big thing and overhype it, because that's usually where I can overhype stuff. But this deck is very underexplored. I think there's many different variations you can play. Yeah, it has to take the crow. He has to take the crow. And while the deck does lose to the same stuff that Gigabytes loses to and Forgs loses to, it's still very real. And I think surprise factor is also going to catch people off guard. Anyways, he has to take the crow because there's no other choice. Just keep going. I pop the back row, compulse. No, you don't want to compulse breaker, because why would you do that? And he also knows I don't have monsters, but he does not suspect the Set Gear Town Wait MST play. Does not suspect that at all. I love that play. Now I get a Cattletron. And then obviously we just swing. And as I say, even against decks with low back row, I still keep that in, the MST in niche, you know, small situations, or for being able to pop my own Gear Town. So we just do that, we swing, we set the decree, and I think that's basically all we have to do here. Goes to Snail to clear the breaker. I think later on we were talking about, he was thinking about holding the Snail, but then you're going to take 3k to the face immediately. And you need on low life points, you don't have the field spell. So, okay, again, I didn't learn. I set the jumper. What am I doing? Mind Control is a card. And if they had to draw a monster with that 1-for-1, I'd be hosed, but we're fine. So obviously here, my master wouldn't have mattered. But again, you don't know what you're drawing until you draw it. Sets up, I'm thinking, okay, well, I just won't. I'll just Gattletron again. Now it's really on the back foot. Looks like it's not really doing much of this edition. E-Telly. So what could you do here? 1,200 life points. Okay, spoilers, I win. I'm pretty sure they surrender after this. But I'm thinking here, what could you do? You have... Oh, wait, you can't use 1 for 1. Of course. I guess you would have to... You could set the teleport. Put a body in front of Gadgetron Dragon. I probably wouldn't swing into it because I know about the power well. That buys you a turn. I guess that's the only play you can do. But then... Oh, they teleport anyway. Yeah. I'm not sure if we get to see what my top deck would have been. I think we talk about it. Or their top deck would have been Cranium. Oh, they would have drawn into Cranium. Yeah, they weren't doing anything anyway. All right, that's the game. Love a good mirror match. Love a good mirror match. Probably it's a very interesting mirror match. Because, like I said, setting monsters is very dangerous because they mind control your monster or soul exchange it. Then they can full combo. There's other niche interactions like that you just have to really think about. I think it's really interesting. So now I'll discuss my actual deck instead. So let me just jump us on over, when I figure out how to do that. I love technology. I know what I'm doing. Clearly. Here we go. Here's the deck list. This is a screenshot because Dueling Book would not let me have 2 tabs open at once without one of them closing. So, I've got a whole thing on Dueling Book. Don't worry about that. Don't you worry about that. But that's a video for another time. That requires editing and stuff, and I don't like editing. So, let's talk about this. So, what's the big idea? Just full on, hey, let's OTK, and if we can't OTK, let's put big pressure on the Gadgetron Dragon. We run field spells anyway. It's not like we're putting in superfluous spells just to enable Gear Town even more. My builds of Psychic OTK generally don't run many traps, so that's not really an issue. Probably, obviously, the big weakness is you can brick on Gadgetron Dragons. There could be an argument for only running 1. Although I do like Gear Town field spell. I do like having 2 Gadgetrons on the field like that. The rest of it would be, and as you can see, I sideboard. So against decks that can play Oppression and similar stuff like that, we sideboard out of the Gadgetron stuff. We put in, I believe there's like 9 or 10 cards we side out, and then we side that stuff in just like that for games 2 and 3, depending on what we're facing, of course. If it's Gigavies, they're not going to be running Oppression, so we don't have to worry about that too much. But against some decks like that, maybe we want traps and stuff anyway. I don't think there's anything else that's too wild in this list. There's 2 blasters. I think 2 blasters is probably the way to go, only because I've found myself in situations where I have gone for full combo before, and they have Battle Fader, and then I'm just like, okay. Or yeah, that's pretty much the only situation when that comes up. There's also a leftover from my Eccentric Boy idea with that deck, where you would have the Eccentric Boy, and then essentially what you do with that is you can make a blaster that doesn't have its effects, but you also run DDR, and then you can bring it back when it gets banished because the Eccentric Boy's effect it does have its effects, and then you can still do full combo after that if you need to. That's also an idea that's left over from that. Hence why I'm running the 2 blaster. No Siders in the side, so no Chimera Tech. Like I said, we got the breakers to deal with stuff like the Oppressions, because even without the Gadgetron stuff, we still have Teleporter, we still have Power Well, we still have Mind Master, we still got stuff that wants a special summon, so we need to get rid of those Oppressions. Chalice is essentially back row if we need it, when we have the Royal Decree stuff back in. Soul Exchange going second. Prohibition for when we know what our opponent's playing. Maybe they have a strong power card we just want to say no to. Crow's Crow. I think Crow is just always very versatile, very useful in most situations. And a decent, trap lineup. Compulse is very good with Galvatron Dragon. Obviously, you know, you attack, declare attack, they can't do anything, you compulse their monster back, and then Galvatron can get in directly. Which is really cool. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that's particularly weird in this deck. Again, the only risk is drawing Galvatrons. Yeah, you're going to brick on that. You might occasionally brick on multiple teleporter, but I like to have it just help with those pushes. I am not brave, I am a coward, so I do run 2 snail because I don't like drawing snail and then not having access to it. Or having easy access to it from the deck for the OTK. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to talk about. You guys saw the deck list in action and saw how it worked, again in the mirror match. The mirror match! And otherwise, besides the Galvatrons, the Gear Towns, obviously if you don't want to run that, that's 5 cards, probably 7 or 8 cards you could take out, because you can take out most of the terraformings as well. Stick the traps in instead, and then you've got a decent list to run with anyway. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it from me. And don't worry to everyone that doesn't like the music that I put in the background of my videos. There's no music in this one because I'm doing a lot of this. You need to be able to hear me. So there's no music, minimal editing. Maybe I'll have some things flashing on the screen for you people that, you know, need constant frickin' stimulation like this at you. Or, you know, just put me on in the background. I don't know. Apparently I'm a good sleeping aid. I've heard that my voice is very soothing, supposedly. Except when I scream Mr. Tag at people, then they get freaked out. Yeah. I've got next video. I'm probably actually, because I haven't done this yet. I probably should have done this before. I'm probably going to test Sean's list. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it on EDO Pro or Dueling Book. I don't know. I don't know. I do not like Dueling Book. There's many reasons I don't like this platform. So, but that's for another time. I'm not going to get into it right now. Not getting into it. I'm closing the video down. That's it. We're done. Thank you very much. Oh, I have an Edison tournament coming up, and I will be playing a Psychic OTK deck list. Might be this one. Might be a different one. Well, unless my 3rd teleporter comes, it won't be this one. So there you go. Anyway, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Much appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.